Hey gang, this is Tom. I am the creator of Cashflow Experts and the co-founder of the Small Business Funding Network. I want to welcome you sincerely. Reach my hand out and shake yours in a warm virtual welcome. Welcome to my 5-minute podcast, the latest episode. Today we're going to cover a technique that's very valuable. I call it spinning cash. Kind of picture a dryer spinning around and around with all these beautiful, crisp, cleaned $100 Benjamins in it. That gives you a visual representation of what I'm going to talk about that's going to be valuable and beneficial to you regarding using business funding, spinning cash to create more and more of it. I'm going to talk about the books that I can recommend to you right now, and as usual, what I am investing in currently and what I'm not investing in, which possibly could be as important as any of the other opportunities we're going to talk about. But first and foremost, give a big shout out to today's sponsor. Who is it? It is GoodRx.com. So today's sponsor is, of course, www.goodrx.com. This is not health insurance. It can be used instead of health insurance to get you substantially lower costs on prescription drugs. So highly, highly recommend it. And again, big shout out to our sponsor of today's podcast, GoodRx. So people usually say, Tom, what is new at the company? And are there any sales happening this week? Well, yes, there is something that you will want to get in on. And that's why I put it up here. This is COM, of course. Put it up here. The sale that we have going on right now that you don't want to miss before the expiration deadline is www.thedolarbonus.com. thedolarbonus.com, thedolarbonus.com. And of course, as I usually do, I'll tag that in the description of the YouTube video. So if you're watching it directly on YouTube, you can click in within the ecosystem and community. You can simply look down and see the blue hyperlink in the description. You click on that and take it to a secure webpage that has that information for you. So very, very important. Saturday is the end of enrollment time on that opportunity. This is a way for you to do an endeavor that is very, very profitable that you will not want to miss out on while it is on sale. Very important. So thedolarbonus.com. Try it out. It has a full guarantee so that you know it works and will make you money. To get on to our topics in sequential order of today's podcast. What am I investing in right now? Not stocks, okay? So as you've probably been hearing me talk about recently, I'm not investing in stocks right now because they keep going down. You're going to see this year, you're going to see tremendous movement, dislocation, a lot of, they call them drawdowns. So there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market that we've had recently. Has done nothing but gone straight up, and now we're at one of those plateaus where things get very choppy. So I am now using, right now, literally today, I loaded up on a bunch of this. I'm using what's called an inverse ETF. And before I get any further into that topic, anything I give out on these shows is not investment advice. I'm not your advisor. I don't know what your risk profile is, what your goals, your objectives, your outlines. Also, always do your own research. If you have an advisor or want to go get one, you utilize their expertise. But this is for informational purposes to spur you on to doing your own research and homework. And for some people, this is not just informative, but entertainment. A lot of great anecdotes, information, and entertainment. That was the word I was trying to pull out. So I'm investing right now in what's called an inverse ETF, which means fancy mumbo jumbo. It means make money as the markets have volatility and go down. Pardon me, which is what we want to take advantage of right now. So I'm using an inverse ETF, which you can buy and sell exactly like a stock. SRTY is a great one that I'm watching right now. As I said, the first thing I opened up my computer this morning, I loaded up. So I want to give you access to the same kinds of information. Obviously, I pay a lot of money for the research that I'm privy to. So I want to share that with those of you who don't have that same kind of opportunity. So you can think about, as I said, explore and come up with your own investment ideas just based on some good sound fundamental principles. So cool thing is that I really like is that the tip that I gave you last week is already way up. So again, not investment advice, but these things are definitely worth putting your glasses on and watching out for. And here is the book that I'm reading right now, and I highly recommend it. It's called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries, R-I-E-S, The Lean Startup. In fact, you see I got a bookmark. I'm usually in the middle of more than one book at a time. This one is marked exactly where I think it's the most important part of the book, and that is acceleration in your business. In your business, acceleration is the most important principle. So highly, highly recommend The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. And for the fun of it, another book that I really am loving, I also want to give a shout out to, is this book about Ricky Henderson, of course. The most amazing thing that I got out of this book was in a game, he did not get a single hit. Ricky Henderson in a certain game, this is described in this book, he didn't get a single hit at bat, yet he got on base 4 times and he scored 4 runs. Think about that. Not a single hit. That means he was walked 4 times. And when he was on base, he's so deadly around the base paths that he was able to steal, and utilize the hits of the other guys that came up behind him. So he had such a good eye for picking out balls and strikes. In this game, he got on base every single time without getting a hit. And once he was on base, it was off to the races. He got across home plate and was able to score every single time. Amazing. Obviously, he just recently passed, which is one of the reasons why he was out in the the media, and it reminded me to get more information about these. I don't like fantasy stuff anymore. I'm really fascinated by stories of people who have done things, who do things, who exceeded tremendously the expectations. So those are a couple of great books that I recommend to you. And you can make a lot of money by following the advice that's in The Lean Startup. Here is, this is from my own war chest, near and dear to my heart. Here's something powerful that I personally teach clients and have been doing so for 21 years. If we've not met before, I've been in this industry a long, long time. I've been a featured keynote speaker on every stage you can imagine, from Rich Dad Poor Dad to the Trump Real Wealth Expos that were taking place in New York many, many moons ago. And I was in the rotation of all of the Real Estate Investor Association meetings that happened all over the nation, and would be on a red-eye flyout at least once a week to go and attend and present these kinds of exact techniques, tips, and wisdom that help people make a lot of money no matter what kind of business or investing they were doing. So let's talk about what it is that I want to teach today in a quick thumbnail version. It's called Spinning Cash. As I said in my introduction, picture like a dryer or washing machine going round and round, cleaning your money, and then tumbling it perfectly clean and dry so that those crisp $100 Benjamins fluff up and plump up to make as big a stack as possible. What this technique means is simple, okay? Follow along with me really simply now, okay? You take half of a $100,000 business line of credit made to you in the name of your business when we get it for you, and you put half of it into an account with one of our recommended sources. And once they see that you have now put on deposit $50,000 into their branch, they will extend to you a $200,000 business line of credit. So follow my mathematics of this here, okay? So you get into our program and you get approved for one of our basic $100,000 business lines of credit. Again, not related to you personally. This is done for your business. And you take half of it. So half of it you put on deposit, and I can tell you exactly where to do this. Put on deposit. They will then extend to you a $200,000 business line of credit. And one of the reasons why they're willing to do this, sight unseen, no questions asked, it happens every time, is because no one can see. They cannot see, okay? Invisible. They can't see on public record that you have drawn out in the name of your business, because it's not under your name, And that means that they are then willing to keep extending and keep extending and keep extending. You can picture this out infinitely, more and more business lines of credit, because there's no paper trail. There's no public record. So the reason why, if you are a real estate investor or know one, those who try to do it in their own personal name, they get stopped usually after 3-4 houses, right? So people see, oh, you've got mortgages on 4 different investment properties. That's it, we're done, because the risk is too high, because you got too many. Anything goes wrong, they'll all collapse on each other. The same principle does not apply in business funding, because business funding is what we call off balance sheet financing. So again, back to this example, spinning cash. You take the first 100 grand we give you. What do you do with half of it? 50,000. Pay yourself a salary. Pay down your own personal debts. Live up a little. Do some things that you've always wanted to do. But half of it then should go into, as a deposit, into an account on file that we can give you recommendations on. They then, because you have money, what's the biggest joke in the world? Who does the bank lend money to? Somebody who doesn't need it, right? You put 50 grand on deposit, you clearly don't have to have the loan. They're tripping over themselves then to give you these kinds of great deals and opportunities. Then you take half of this, which is $100,000. You take half of it and again, put it in your business, do what you want with it, but you take half of it and you also put it on deposit where at a different account holder, right? Not the same place, a different one. And what do they say to you when you then have on deposit $100,000 in cash? They say, I've sat at the desk and had this conversation before with bankers. They say, may we show you our business lending products that we have available to a fine business owner like yourself? Oh, yes, of course, I'm interested in that. So you then can get access to another $200,000 business line of credit through this simple process. And you can do this repeatedly. It does not take very long, only a couple of months. And you can see now that you can be sitting on $1 million in business funding that you can use some portion of for personal needs expenses, pay your own salary, take a vacation. I would recommend you do the vacation as a annual corporate meeting so that it's fully tax deductible no matter what beautiful place you go to. Make sure you talk a little bit about business while you're there. But this is an absolutely amazing opportunity for you starting out small, if that's the way you want to do it, and spinning these business lines of credit into larger and larger amounts until you're sitting on a substantial amount of capital, whatever it is your needs are for your particular kind of business. So that's a quick thumbnail explanation. Obviously, we help our clients walk them through every step of how to do this to get the maximum results that they want in whatever program of ours that they're utilizing. Again, the one I highly recommend is the one on sale right now, thedolarbonus.com. It's an amazing way for you to utilize this and a lot of other powerful, beneficial, profitable techniques. And if you want to keep up, I know we have a lot of things going on. If you want to keep up with the goings on of our company or what I have available to our members, you can always pop over to my homepage site and obviously hit the refresh button so it'll show you the latest news. So if you were there yesterday, something new got put on there overnight, which is typically how my tech team works. You go back the next morning, hit refresh, which is F5, hit F5, and then it shows you anything new that was added or moved on the page. So if you want to keep up with what we have going on at all times, you want to get our contact information, it's all there. Go to www.tomsrealhome.com. No apostrophe, just tomsrealhome.com. That's my real homepage for all the things related to cash flow experts. So if you want to keep up with the latest, if you want contact information for how to get in touch with us, get all of your needs met, go to www.tomsrealhome.com. That's the homepage. As I said, it has our contact info for you to email us. I cannot stress this enough. We're in a new modern age in a modern world. Like telephones don't work. The telephone is not the way to do things. If we had everybody that we're helping all pile in on a phone, absolutely nothing would get done in the office. So I say to people, you who are utilizing our programs, who purchase our program, you're our highest value customer, obviously. So saying that, the telephone is not the way for you to get all of the things that we intend to help service you with. The best way to do this, don't call, even if you're a buyer of a program, the fastest way is not to call, but to email for immediate help. So our email address is found on that homepage site, tomsrealhome.com. And we will then be able to immediately pull up your record. I'm stunned by the number of people that I've seen over the years that even text in, which is better than a phone call, right? But they text in with no name. There's no trail to show us in the ether exactly who you are just because you texted in with a question. There's no name, no association behind it. So save yourself, save our staff so that we can do the best job in providing you with service humanly possible. Don't call, probably don't even text, send an email, and that gets immediate attention for us to raise it to the highest level and give you anything that you want or need. And obviously, if an email comes across that needs my immediate attention, my staff will ping me if I'm in the office, and they'll call my attention to it. So you can, in some cases, depending on what your needs are, bring it to my attention and get me involved in it, because I'm thrilled and love to help business owners. I learn a lot in what's going on in the current state of the economy and the market by keeping in touch, finger on the pulse of people that are out there doing the things that I probably used to do 25 years ago when I was in the trenches, young and vigorous, more so than I am today. I'm sure many of us could appreciate that. So thank you so much for your valuable time today. As I said, you want to keep in touch with us, keep up with the latest news, go to tomsrealhome.com. You want the sale for the amazing opportunities before it expires, go to www.thedolarbonus.com. That's it. I'm out of here. Ciao.